We said that he was not much of a factor last year. He was more of a factor than he is now because he stayed the lead lap all the time last year.
He has gone a lap down as Marlin and Elliott and Earnhardt all go past him on the outside, and all Harry can do is just watch them streak by. When you mentioned, Ned, the 98 car, there's Jimmy Spencer. He has worked himself into the top 10. Boy, this team has had a tough year in 1992. Travis Carter-led team, but Jimmy's looking very well here. Started 26th, currently in 9th.
Well, we see Wally Dallenbach's worked his way back to 10th. You know, he got caught on the inside, drifted back to about 20th.
Jimmy Spencer didn't even qualify for Daytona and has had trouble at other racetracks, but Molly Black Gold Chevy looking good right now.
He's doing a good job of staying in line. That's what he needs to do, running right behind Mark Martin here. Mark now up to 8 for his 21st starting position.
And Mark is close enough right now to the front that he doesn't have to worry about going any further. He can see the leaders as long as he can see them, know when they're going to pit. He can pit with them. Now it comes down to the pit crews. There's so much pressure on the pit crews right now to make that good pit stop.
And the number 10 car, Gary Cope, is also in this group. And, of course, the new crew chief on this car is Barry Dotson, and Jerry's with him.
Gary Cope qualified 29th to work his way into the top 15, but minutes ago we heard that he might be having a bit of a brake problem. What is it, Barry?
I tell you, you guys don't miss a thing. He does a lot of maneuvering with the car using the brake pedal for position, and it's a real small set of rotors. I'm sure he's just got them warm right now. I'm going to tell him we'll be in here in 4 or 5 laps. Try to get off of him and move along.
So normally at this speedway, brakes aren't a problem until you pit, in which those pit stops will be coming up in about 5 to 7 laps.
Yeah, there's the first definite indication of when we might be able to see pit stops occur. Barry's saying within about 4 or 5 laps. He's going to bring his driver, Gary Cope, in for his first pit stop. That's Alan Kowicki running right ahead of him as the leader continues to be Sterling Marlin, with Bill Elliott running second and Dale Earnhardt is in third. Great racing so far. Thanks for joining us at Talladega, Alabama, and the Winston 500. Just a casual Sunday afternoon drive at Talladega in the Winston 500. Boy, it looks so easy as we watch Jimmy Hensley negotiate these 33-degree banks at speeds approaching 195 miles an hour.
But it's not easy because there's cars beside of him, in front of him. They're everywhere, and they're all running the same speed, 195 miles per hour. That's Buddy Baker in the Canal Insurance car right in front of Hensley. Brett Bodine on the outside. There's Alan Kowicki up on the outside, the Hooters Ford. Is that yellow car Michael, or is that Greg Sachs up there? Looks like Michael Waltrip.
Then we're seeing some cars beginning to slip and slide a little bit out there. Those tires are getting hot. Maybe the car's getting a little bit loose. And there's a lot of jockeying around again for position. They know those pit stops are coming up. They want to get up as far as they can before they have to make a pit stop.
And as you're looking at this field, something to remember, these guys could go forwards or backwards about 5 positions in 1 lap if they get in the wrong position. So
this is how they crossed the line last time around. It's Wally Dahlin back there on the right. The King is on the left.
There's about, looks like at least 25 cars in this pack that we're watching here now. 4 cars have pulled away. Sterling Marlin, Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt, and Davey Allison have pulled away from this group of cars. And as these cars run side by side, we're going to pull further away.
The number, of course, on the right is number of laps down. If the car is out of the race, that's also specified. There is the 4-car breakaway draft involving Marlin, Elliott, Earnhardt, and Allison. And that's the separation then back to Mark Martin, who again has been looking very, very good after starting in 21st position.
Now, Bob, when the 4 cars that we saw there a moment ago were pulling away, Rusty Wallace was leading this pack. Then about 2 or 3 laps ago, Mark Martin went by and said, hey, maybe I can pull this pack a little bit faster than Rusty was. But there's Rusty and Ernie Irvin running side by side, so that's not going to help their cause too much. They need to get in single file. There's Jimmy Spencer trying to move up another position, but they need to get in single file if they're going to have any chance of narrowing that gap in.
Inside Morgan Shepherd's car. This is Ernie Irvin's draft. Kyle Petty to the inside. Look at him move.
Hey, he's found him a groove down there. The car sticks and said maybe this will be the tip. But then he's going to hit the straightaway. So they're going to go right on by him.
Yeah.
Outside.
Cole Collins probably worked his way from 30th up to get in this position. Now he's going to go back to 30th again if he's not careful.
Man, Jimmy Spencer saw a slight opening and he went for it and made it, although there wasn't much of a gap there.
This is looking at a Morgan Shepherd's car back at Kyle Petty and Jimmy Spencer as they're side by side. Now these guys need desperately to get in line. Someone needs to get with Jimmy or with Kyle and get to the front and get in line. Otherwise, we'll get left in the dust.
Well, guys, we're within, certainly within 10 laps of pit stops and maybe even less than that. They're coming up for the 44th lap right now, and they might be able to go 50 laps on this track with these carburetor restrictor plates, but I'd say that would be pretty close to the limit.
There's the average speed, 190, or last lap, 192.170, and Ernie Irvan qualified for the pole at 192.8. It is a very fast, blistering pace on a warm and humid afternoon in Talladega that's being set by Sterling Marlin, closely followed by Elliott, Earnhardt, and Davey Allison. We'll be back with more of our live coverage from Talladega after this.
Welcome back to Talladega, Alabama. The 23rd annual Winston 500 getting set for the first round of scheduled pit stops. And here's what should happen. Dale Earnhardt has complained to his crew that his car is a little bit loose. They're going to adjust the rear spoiler, push that blade up about 2 degrees. Davey Allison's complained his car is a little bit tight. Watch them to go to the right rear and take a little bite out of the car. Mark Martin, that big challenge from the back of the pack all the way to the front. Watch for him to come in and jack 3 rounds of bite in his car to tighten it up. Pit stops coming up in about a lap and a half here at Talladega.
And one driver that has already made a pit stop is Derek Cope. And with the brake uncertainty, he came in early just in case the brakes didn't hold. He didn't want to slide into anybody. So Derek Cope has already made his first scheduled pit stop.
So is Dave Marcus and Jimmy Means, both who have some sponsorship today from STG, the Southeast Technical Group. They're going back out on pit road. Charlie Glocksback and the Team America car just made a pit stop. So is Greg Saxon, the Kellogg Chevrolet. And others will be coming in here very, very shortly.
Davey Allison has a lot going on this race. He could pick up a $100,000 bonus from RJR and move a step closer to the Winston Million if he could win 3 of the big 4. That is, he's already won Daytona. This is the second leg. In the World 600, the Coca-Cola World 600, the third leg, and the Southern 500, the fourth leg. If any driver can win 3 of those 4, he'll win $1 million. And of course, if you win 2 of the 4, you get $100,000. Let's see if pit stops will be occurring this lap.
Let's see. They're down low.
Yeah, all of them.
All 4 of them are coming in.
Coming together. That's expected. Everybody coming down pit road. 70 miles an hour is the speed on pit road, so they know that. They know how many RPMs they need to turn. Let's go to the pits and John Kearney.
Maxwell House TV is awaiting the arrival of Sterling Marlin as he pulls into his pit stall. Now, he's complained the car's just a little bit loose. They're going to change only right side rubber. Davey Allison is also in for a right side tire change. They will make a chassis adjustment, a slight one, to tighten up the car just a little bit. Mike Bean said they qualified on 10-lap old tires, so he was afraid this would happen. Davey Allison will beat Sterling out. Now Sterling is away and headed down pit road.
Jerry Punch is down further on pit road.
Well, 2 tires have been changed. They are down and gone. I'm talking about Earnhardt and Bill Elliott. As Morgan Shepherd, we are told, has possibly run out of fuel. They expected to be able to go at least 52 laps, and they have run less than 50, or right at 50, and now his car coasting very slowly as pit work continues. Here is Jimmy Hensley exiting pit road. Brett Bodine and Dick Trickle. But primarily the lead cars, Earnhardt and Bill Elliott, have changed only right side tires, bumped a little bit on the spoiler for the Earnhardt car, and they're away.
A lot of action remaining on pit road as Morgan Shepherd just now makes it onto pit road. Here he is. We ride with him. Car moving very slowly down pit road, probably in less than 70 miles an hour if he is indeed out of fuel. And Jerry Punchy is headed toward you if you want to see what's the problem.
Ernie Irvan, Kodak car, the Kodak Chevrolet, our pole sitter, and he is getting tire changes like the other leaders. Now the car stalls. He tries to get it refired. It does fire, and he heads down pit road. He will follow Mark Martin and, of course, Stanley Smith and others back toward turn 1.
There's the work being done on Morgan Shepherd's car. He is out in 12.3 seconds. Good pit stop for Morgan.